everybody. Welcome to the Karaoke book tag with Michelle and Margaret. You're here on the channel.
Yay!
Karaoke. You know me, you know my channel. I'm a booktuber, author tuber, but in case this is your first time meeting Michelle Lexi, Michelle, would you like to introduce you and your channel and where you're at, what time of day it is where you are?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So as Margaret said, my name is Michelle. I'm a pretty newer booktuber. I've been doing it for a few months now, and it's been such a great community. I've been absolutely loving it. It's so nice to meet new people and talk about books. I just treat BookTube as my big informal book club. It's just wonderful. And the kind of books I read is honestly pretty eclectic, pretty varied. I really enjoy speculative fiction, particularly I love science fiction. I also love a bit of classics, a bit of Victorian fiction, and I also really enjoy literary fiction, historical fiction. I feel like I've just kind of covered everything in the bookstore now, but I'll read a bit of everything. Yeah.
Nice.
Good
Cool.
stuff. And I'm from Australia, and it's the morning.
Yeah, we're a little struggled a little to try to find a time where this would work for both, but thankfully this will work because it's Thursday, Friday. It's Friday evening here in the western part of the United States, and it is Saturday morning over in Australia. So
it is indeed.
We think we've worked out the audio kinks for this because I had a practice session to test out the karaoke, and so we think we have it nailed down. Let's go ahead with our karaoke prompts because this is a tag. Hi, John. Nice to see you.
Hi, John.
So our first prompt is, what is the first time you ever did karaoke?
Oh my goodness. Do you want to go first or?
Sure. Yeah, singing. So singing karaoke. The first time I ever did it was in the was freshman year of college, and it was in the cafeteria at one of those like after hours freshman mixer activities, and it was a traumatic experience, and I didn't sing karaoke for years afterwards because I chose a song that I thought was no can fail, right? It's Goodbye with Little Help from My Friends, but it wasn't the Beatles version. It was some random like cover of it, and it was like this different timing, different notes, and I just had to like mumble, like guess my way through it. So not a good experience.
Oh no. Well, I feel like in terms of the traditional karaoke, the first time I can remember doing it is in university in a bar as well, and it was a really I'm lucky I had a really great experience. But that being said, I wanted to give a shout out because my experience with karaoke is that not really under the name of karaoke, but do you know the game on PlayStation 2 called SingStar? Have you ever heard of this?
I've never been.
I grew up and this was like the rage. So this was like a big thing. Everyone was playing Guitar Hero. Everybody was playing SingStar. And I still have all of the games. So I got them out. Nice. They were so good. And they basically had microphones that plugged into your PlayStation. And it was really, really fun because you had like the 80s and the 90s songs, and this also really got me into 80s music too. Like this was my big introduction to 80s music, singing these. And you had pop, you had rock, they had all like anthems, they had so many different ones, and they were super popular back in the day. And I slowly, because I had a job at the time like working at a sandwich shop, so like when I got paid I would like save up and buy different ones, and me and my friends would just play them at my house and sing all the time. It was great fun. I loved it.
That's really cool. Better experience. Yes. Just gonna say hi. Hey Tiffany, welcome, glad you're here. Joe is also here to say hello. Joe Cocker, maybe. Yes, I learned afterward it was a Joe Cocker version. At that point in time, 19-year-old Margaret had never heard of Joe Cocker, so no hope. Hanging out a couple of minutes. Got Joe's Bar open tonight. Yes. So Go Indie Now is Joe's channel, and he's got all sorts of shows going throughout the week for indie authors and indie filmmakers, in case anyone doesn't know.
Sounds awesome.
All right, so second question is, last time you did karaoke, and this is a fun one. Would you like to go first on this one?
Yeah, so the last time I did karaoke was at my engagement party, which would have been just over a year ago now. So basically, we had our engagement party at this bar where we like kind of rented out like a back room and everything, and it was a really, really amazing party. I actually loved it. Not everyone could attend, obviously, because of COVID. So the place where I live has had like zero COVID for the majority of the time. So we haven't really been under the same restrictions that the rest of the world has. But the one restriction we have been is that our borders have been closed for anyone to travel interstate or overseas, which honestly kind of makes sense to control it. I get it. But so because of that, we only had about 35 people at our engagement party, but it was just all of our really close friends. And we got to late in the night, and then my future brother-in-law and his roommate, who are some of our best friends, they know how much I like karaoke, but they always end up at the karaoke bar, like, late at night when you're like quite, inebriated. And they were like, oh, this is the perfect time. So they paid for a room for us to go and sing karaoke for 2 hours. And it was from about 1 a.m. to about 3 a.m. So it's a really very good night.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed myself.
You think your voices are not quite at your best at that point, but you know what? Everyone's
it wasn't about it. It was just about having fun. And it was just nice that they recognized it, because the amount of times they would go to karaoke and I'd be like, when are you going? They'd be like, oh, well, we went at, 11:30 after the pub was finished. And I was like, I'm such a nana. I go to sleep early. I don't stay up these days. So
a nana, like grandma. Is that what
yeah.
you mean? Okay.
Yeah, like a grandmother. I stay at my house. I don't go out to drink and stuff these days. I just kind of chill at home.
All right. So a year ago, catching up on number one, we've got Tiffany saying, I think the first time was at a friend's house. I always loved or envied, I guess, those little like radio things that had a microphone, and I'm sure they didn't work very well technically, but they just looked really cool that you had like a karaoke set to do with parties and stuff. I never tried that. And she's saying we did a friend's version of the show Lip Sync Battle.
Oh my God, that sounds so fun.
It does sound fun. The last time I did karaoke, so actually I put out a little call on Facebook a few weeks ago, and I was like, I'm feeling lonely and disconnected, and Portland fam, I used to go out to karaoke and it's been almost 2 years and I haven't done it. I'm so missing it. Are any of you up for doing this? I know they have different rules to like make it safe and if you're vaccinated, etc. And 3 or 4 people wrote back, and it was really nice. And one wrote back. So my partner in crime, April, who usually would organize the karaoke outings with me, she had moved to California, and so that's part of why I hadn't been in a while, plus COVID. And so another friend wrote back on Facebook and said, guess what? Your chat came at the perfect time. April's in town this weekend. And I was like, what? So
yay.
Really awesome. So yeah. So
that's awesome. Yeah, COVID's kind of put a lot of delays on things like karaoke and stuff. But I know I know things are getting. I know that I don't want to speak too soon, because we thought things were getting back to normal, and now some new variants might be throwing some spanners in the works. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens going forward. Get your boosters, people. Look after yourself and your family.
Yeah. Just Eva in the house with a who dis, and she asked if we've practiced any NF, and like I just barely know who NF is, so I don't know. Maybe Michelle. It's like a rap artist.
Oh no, I'm not familiar. Sorry.
Yeah, my niece was to this artist like 5 years ago, and so that's how I've heard the name. Like they're in my Pandora rotation, but I only know one song. I have not. Sorry, Eva.
I'm not the most. No, I'm not the most hip down with the new music these days. I'll be honest with you. I tend to listen to the same albums I've been listening to since 2003. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Yes, this is a tag, but we are singing 2 when we get to question 4. Mm-hmm. So we're on number 2, saying hello. Eva's answer is January of 2006. First and last, I did it to say I tried it and confirmed my dislike of it. I like to sing. I don't like to be what people pay attention to. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. Good to confirm. I can't sing, to be clear, but I sing anyway. More.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Karaoke is not about being a good singer. It's about having fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then Joe's saying he was in Okinawa after we finally got off base for the first time there with the Marines, unless you count the time I jumped on stage at a backyard party on a dare and sang the chorus. See?
Oh my goodness. Japanese karaoke bars are amazing. Honestly, one of my best memories of being in Ikebukuro, visiting that same brother-in-law, and just going out to a karaoke bar there that really weirdly had unlimited hot chocolate of all things.
That is
random.
Oh,
I know. And we were there with his kind of expat friends and stuff from that he was friends with from the university and all that. And that was a really good experience. So yeah,
really cool. Sorry, I'm gonna go grab the next question. And I had an answer for this. So Eva says, NF lyrics are great. So if rap isn't your jam, check out his saddest song, which isn't very rapish. Okay, good point. Good point. Hellos and howdies. He doesn't curse in his music if that affects things. I don't work for NF. I just like his music a bunch. Okay, well, you're doing a good job to sell it. So
that's really awesome.
And then we're talking about the storms and such in the comments. Okay, so the next prompt 3. Most unexpected place you've done karaoke. And I had an answer, but I already forgot it. So you have to go first on this one.
Honestly, I know it's not like karaoke in the traditional sense of like being at a bar with like a setup and stuff, but when we were young, I used to do like a lot of kind of community group stuff after school, and many times I have sat in like a random car park with friends playing music out of their car and us all having sing-alongs. I don't know why this was like a massive thing, but I would definitely say it's particularly like car parks next to beaches, like where I used to live, because it was like a very like had a beautiful beachy foreshore. We would sit on the foreshore all the time and just be chilling and singing karaoke to the radio or my friend's iPod. And then later, like when I was a teenager, MP3 players were kind of becoming a thing, which was awesome, right? And then after that, like speakers slowly became a thing, like portable speakers. So then you could kind of just have your music out there. So yeah, definitely in a random car park in the town I grew up in.
Like a Pitch Perfect battle, but like Aussie edition on the beach. Like, see that?
No, I don't know. It was always such good fun, and yeah, I had a lot of friends that would have fun and sing and hang out and stuff. It was great. It's very fond memories of being a young teenager and just chilling all the time with the older friends who had licenses and drove us around.
There you go. Yeah, that high school life. How could you leave us? Is the title or something close? Okay, well, if someone else wants to sing the song for Just Eva, who knows it, that would be great. Tiffany says, I used to work at a photo studio. We'd go to karaoke bars every week and do either Ice Ice Baby or Baby Got Back. That's great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, like the Japanese karaoke, I would imagine. We had like Korean style private rooms, and there's this voice box, and they have several like branches. And so that's where we would go, and we'd be able to dance. And so that's what made songs like this super fun, because we like know the dances of like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or stuff like that. Content warnings. Yep, for NF. Joe says, was it during winter solstice? They do hot toddies and hot chocolates for celebrating. Maybe
it was in the middle of summer, so yeah, I think it was just a very random thing that this karaoke bar happened to have.
Like expiration date for the chocolate. Okay, yeah. For Eva, the third question, the strangest place for her is at a dive bar. So that's the first and last. So okay. Okay, we're talking about the storms. And Freddie, Sluggish Reader is here. So
hi, Freddie. I was hoping that you might show up because you sent me a message about this tag.
He says, when I was younger, karaoke VCDs were popular, so that was my first exposure to karaoke. Back then in Malaysia, it was common to hear random neighbors blasting karaoke at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. That's
so awesome. One of my neighbors when I was a teenager had one of those like little karaoke machines before I ever had SingStar, and I was like, oh, so jealous. It was so cool. But yeah, she did not care. She would belt at all hours of the day. It was great.
Nice. Nice. Eva says her house is 10 miles from that Amazon location, and I assume it's the Amazon location where they didn't allow people to go home and several died, but no damage in the area. It sits waiting for my return. Yeah. Joe says, at Awake in the theater, it was to honor a friend that died, his request. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that sounds really nice and sentimental.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good way to honor someone. I like the singing to honor. We don't do enough of that anymore. Yeah. Eva says the song she sang was I Will Survive. Gloria.
That is a classic.
Because the two are very different. Sister and I together. Fun. Bunch of girls rapping Baby Got Back. All the guys loved it. Oh. Karaoke machines were a thing. I had a cassette tape that I'd karaoke to in my room. Oh my gosh. See, that
definitely counts.
That counts. Cyndi Lauper and Janet Jackson. Woo! And Joe's gonna go get ready for his show. Thank you, Joe, for stopping by. So let me go back up to 3. So my answer for this was on the street. So kind of like yours being on the beach, like when April and I were here in Portland together, we'd have our own music and our headphones and like go do dance walking. So in case you're not aware what that is, that means walking around neighborhoods, like dancing to music that only you can hear. And occasionally singing as well. So that's what I'm going to say is the weirdest location because I don't really have any other answer. So that's going to work.
That sounds like something that would happen in Portland.
Yeah. Right? I'm okay with this.
That's fabulous.
They actually have something called, I think it's called Silent Disco. And of course, it's not being done right now. Do you have that?
I've been to a silent disco before, yes.
I've never gone. I wanted to go, but
yeah,
I was like, how do they do this? I want to be able to do this with a friend, but I couldn't figure out the technology part of it. But the like remote, basically you're all listening to the same thing in headphones that you share, and then you're all like dancing in a disco, but it's in a park. That's what ours is anyway.
The one that we had in Perth was a part of the Arts and Culture Fringe Festival, and they just had, just a silent disco. Everyone just got headphones. I don't know if you could pick your own music or what was going on with it, but yeah, it was just all these people dancing in a pavilion and listening to their own groove. It was great.
That's so cool. Yeah. It's really cool. Okay. So we're at question 4, which is when we start singing. So we're going to do 5 favorite songs turned into books. So these are both songs that we like, and some of them will be singing, but also turned into books that like catch the vibe of that song.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, definitely.
Would you like to go first with your?
Fine with me. Okay, so the first, I guess I'll talk about the song and then the book and why I related it. So the first one I wanted to talk about is a song that was it's actually part of like, it was kind of like a comedy special, but it was more of like an art piece, I guess. Have you seen Inside by Bo Burnham?
No, I hear people talk about Bo Burnham and I don't understand. I haven't.
So he was a comedian that started out on YouTube, and he basically, hello Brian. He was a YouTube comedian, and he basically started out, and then as time evolved, he became more of a writer and a comedian. But he wrote this entire show, kind of called Inside, dealing about being locked inside due to the coronavirus, and it's very much a reflection on, I would say, it's very much about millennial culture, and it's very much about expressing a lot of the angst around the unfairness of, modern life. And it's talking a lot about climate change. It's talking a lot about, it's just very much about the human experience in this very time and moment that we are. And it feels like this very beautiful time capsule. And I went into it kind of expecting a comedy show, and it's musical comedy, by the way. But there was a few really beautiful sentimental songs in it. So it's this song is probably my most played song of this year on my Spotify Wrapped. So I thought I would go ahead and sing it. But it's not one of the more comedic songs, although I love those ones too. I highly recommend. So the song I'm talking about is That Funny Feeling. It's just a really beautiful ode to kind of the human experience in 2021. And a book that I thought really, really related to that is a recent nonfiction release I just read this month and rated 5 stars, and that is Islands of Abandonment, Life in the Posthuman Landscape by Cal Flynn. This is a really stunning nonfiction book. It's very much going into it with this idea of talking about places on Earth that have been affected by how humans have affected the landscape and their interaction with nature. And then it's basically looking at, once humans have abandoned that space, what has happened with the nature in the meantime. So some of the places that this focuses on are, say, like Chernobyl, the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. And the first chapters start off in these sort of, they're sort of like slumps where they've, it's like post mining piles of basically scrap materials, and it's looking at how
we call those.
Sorry,
we call those slag heaps, but I don't think.
I think that's the correct. I think that might be the correct word for it.
Vulgar.
Sorry,
I don't know if that's vulgar language for Australia.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I think that's probably the correct word, is slag heaps, but it's basically these mountains, and then it's talking about this. The book starts off with basically how nature has reclaimed that landscape, but this book is special because it's a weirdly hopeful look at the world, while also being no holds barred in terms of like, oh no, humans have done fuck this shit up. Excuse my language, but like, humans have destroyed the earth and have really messed with the environment. But it's also looking at how nature basically reclaims that. And there's this, I could honestly speak for this book for like 45 minutes, so I won't talk too much more about it. But I love that it had that beautiful balance between the beauty of life and hope, and with also looking at these very stark realities of what has happened. And it was just gorgeous, and really highly recommend it to anybody that's likes nature writing, that's interested in anthropology, that's interested in dystopias. It covers a lot of bases.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, I was very intrigued when I saw it on your Instagram. So very, very cool. So you were going to sing that one. We were going to start with books that we're not going to sing with, just so that the math works out with 5 books and 3 songs.
Oh, did I mess it up? Sorry.
Okay. You can just wait till the next one to sing that one, if that's okay.
That's fine. Of course. No worries. I'm sorry, Margaret.
Okay. That's all right. It's just like math. All right. So let's see. The first one that I was going to do. Oh, here we go. Yeah, my reasoning is definitely not as fancy as yours. One of the books that I have been, songs that I have been really digging is Into the Unknown, the Frozen 2 banner, like anthem. That's the word I'm looking for. And sorry, I'm trying to do the chat thing at the same time. So Into the Unknown is an Elsa song from Frozen 2, but there's also a Panic at the Disco version, and it just like turns up the angstiness and the sort of like the glam part of it, and it's just so thrilling to watch. So if anyone like is okay with going with the Disney song and wants to look that up, it's super fun. So this is the one we're not going to sing, but the feeling that I get from Into the Unknown, where Elsa is feeling like she's made her choices and she needs to like be normal, but she's constantly intrigued, and her interest is piqued by like this possibility of like more for her life. I went back to a very old favorite, which is a romance by Elizabeth Lowell called Moving Target, because it's a romance like thriller where like someone's after her and she finds a protector, and they're trying to figure out the mystery of why they're being hunted for this auction item, etc. But it's so well done, like the mystical element that's worked in, that I really loved it. There's a magical connection with something that is otherworldly, we'll say. And so like that ties in with the author's experience at the end. And I just love that. So
that sounds really good. I love Panic at the Disco, but I have not heard that version. I haven't seen Frozen 2. I've only ever seen the first one. So I I'm not familiar with the music, but I will have to go and check it out.
It's so good. Yeah. Morgan Lee is here. Hey, Morgan. Nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to go to number two. Number two.
Okay. Yeah, so the second book for me, which is a song I won't sing, but I love this band. Is anybody else a fan of Death Cab for Cutie? They are like one of my all-time favorite bands. Ben Gibbard hails from not far from there. He's from Washington State, I'm pretty sure, right? So, but I grew up loving Death Cab for Cutie, and one of my favorite songs by them is Soul Meets Body. This is a really lovely song. It's just talking about the relationships between people. It's just very, very moving. And I think when I think of that song, I think a lot about connection between people, and like you said, sort of like a spiritual kind of element to it. And I think that the series, and it's not really, it starts in this book, but it develops over the whole series. A book that has a lot about connections between people and maybe them having a little bit more of a mystical element to them has to be The Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb.
Yay! Okay.
And I am here holding up the first one, which is Assassin's Apprentice. Yeah, I know this is a BookTube darling series, and it is so good. Like, I'm honestly jealous of people who haven't read the series yet, because it's just like, it's my all-time favorite fantasy series. It's absolutely phenomenal. The character development over the course of the stories and the connections between people, it's unrivaled in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys for some reason haven't gotten onto it, I highly recommend it.
That's a strong recommendation. I haven't read any Robin Hobb, I don't think. I used to get like Robin Hobb and Robin McKinley confused, but I think I have Robin Hobb. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so you ready to sing the Phoebe?
Yep.
And you have the audio, right? So you want to share your audio background vocals?
I think if you share it, sorry, because I'm off my phone, so I can't do it on my phone. Sorry.
All right. Phoebe.
If it's a little quarter of a second off, I'm sure people will forgive us. Karaoke's a little bit chaotic, you know.
Yeah. Well, now that I have the background to this song, I'm excited to.
Yeah.
And
it's the Phoebe Bridgers version that I've sent through, because I can't sing the male version of the song. So Phoebe Bridgers also did a really popular cover of this.
Cool. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Starting a K resolution meditation app in honor of the revolution. It's half off at the Gap. Deadpool self-awareness, loving parents, harmless fun. The backlash to the thing that's just begun. There it is again, that funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling. The Surgeon General's pop-up shop, Robert Iger's face. Discount Etsy agitprop, Bugles take on race. Female Colonel Sanders, easy answers, Civil War. The whole world at your fingertips, the ocean at your door. The live-action Lion King, the Pepsi halftime show. 20,000 years of this, 7 more to go.
Yeah.
Carpool karaoke, Steve Aoki, Logan Paul. A gift shop at the gun range, a mass shooting at the mall. There it is again, that funny feeling. That funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling. That funny feeling. Reading Pornhub's terms of service, going for a drive, and obeying all the traffic laws in Grand Theft Auto 5. Full agoraphobic, losing focus, cover blown. A book on getting better, hand delivered by a drone. Total disassociation, fully out your mind. Googling derealization, hating what you find. That unapparent summer air in early fall. The quiet comprehending of the ending of it all. There it is again, that funny feeling. That funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling. That funny feeling. Hey, what can you say? We were overdue, but it'll be over soon. You wait. Hey, what can you say? We were overdue, but it'll be over soon. Just wait. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, what can you say? We were overdue, but it'll be over soon. Just wait. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
I love the lyrics in that song. It's so beautiful, so poignant.
It is. Yeah. Oh, okay, so two things here. Stop sharing. One, I was poo-pooing Ted Lasso for a long time, and then I watched the series and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So now I feel like I'm in the same position with Bo Burnham, because I'm like, what is this, like, sports? It sounds like a football star name. What do I want to for? But yeah, this definitely makes me interested. And the second thing is that isn't it funny when you sing and you're channeling the voice of the singer? Or I guess Bo Burnham is, well, where is he from? Because it sounds like
he's American.
American, yeah. Your voice changes when you sing, and it's so weird because then when people hear you sing, they don't know that your voice is different. It's so fun.
Yeah, I feel like the best way to hear someone's accent is to ask them to rap a song in their own voice if you want to hear your own accent. Oh, thank you, Brian. That's very sweet.
It's also here, everyone who reads.
Hi, Noah. How are you?
Got done with his live. Now he can karaoke party. John is
Yay. Oh, thank you, guys. Thanks, John. You're so sweet.
Yeah. All right. Timing. Totally. Yes.
Excuse me, Noah, that's not how you spell my name. It's with an S. Get it together.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. My mum decided to be creative, and it's fucked me over for 28 years.
Man, very cool. Okay, so we've got through Islands of Abandonment with that song and Assassin's Apprentice. So I was through Moving Target, and then my second book is going to be with this song. So the song is Never Enough from Greatest Showman.
I like that song.
Yeah, if you know this show, like I did this at the last karaoke I did, and of course there's a big intro that I don't know how to sing because I've never actually seen the movie.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I felt about the movie, to be honest with you, but I could go into a separate discussion. I don't want to talk over you.
Yeah. No, it's okay. So, yeah, I remember being like iffy or like maybe not paying complete attention during the movie. So what I remember is the songs that I liked. And this, we're falling down here, my braid here. What I remember is this song, even taken out of context, it felt right. So Never Enough, there's a woman on the stage and she's singing, and I'm not sure what the relationship is between her and the guy in the audience. But
I saw the movie and I wasn't sure either.
Right? Like, but what? Yeah. So I'm gonna put her. Let's see. I'm gonna choose the book for this. Is maybe an odd choice for people. It's called Last Harvest by Witold Rybczynski. So I'll put that up there. And the way I'm relating these two is that Last Harvest, it's got a really long subtitle, which I did not think to look up and put on here. But it's basically about land use, urban planning, the American model, the changes in the 20th century, and like what we might look forward to in the future about how to do things better. But it's got a lot of interesting points in the process that are like how you go to a planning meeting for a development, and like who is actually making those happen, and how developers get their money, and why things are decided the way they are, and why things are stacked the way they are, and what the city planners actually do, and how they get input, and all these sorts of things that make the changes in the landscape. And so The Last Harvest is kind of a strange title, but it refers to the fact that the land where he is used to be surrounded by farmland, and it was very different. And then now you've got like creeping suburbs, and you've got a whole different level of social interaction and community cohesion because of this process that we have set up, and it just sort of feeds on itself. And so that sort of poignancy about like, it's never enough for the American cities. Like they keep grabbing for the farmland and turning it into sprawl. And so I really liked this book, and that's how I related it to this song. I don't know if
No, that sounds like a really fascinating book. I'm super interested in like land use as a topic, because it kind of is. It's like not directly what I do for my work, but because I'm in the construction industry, I'm always thinking about that human impact, and the whole building out rather than building up is like a topic of conversation constantly. So I'm really interested in that topic.
Yeah, it's hard because lots of things to go into. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can sing. I had a note to myself where to start, because I'm not going to sing the whole thing. I'm just going to sing like the first half, because
go for it. Whatever makes you happy, do it.
Yeah. Okay. 108 to 13 here. And I need to share it so you can see what I'm singing. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see. Go back a little bit. Oh, shoot. Let's forget. This is how karaoke goes, right? Steal from the night sky will never be enough. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Never the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too heavy. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Never be enough. I knew it was going to happen as soon as I started singing. The cat was up here. He liked your song. He's out. He's not on mine. He's like, too loud. I was messing.
Oh, that's glorious.
And stop. Yay. Okay. So we're up to 2 books. Third book.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay, my turn. Alrighty, the next song is a karaoke classic, which I'm not sure I can hit every note in it, but we'll see how we go anyway. And that's Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I came into being into Fleetwood Mac probably only in the last 5 years. I went through and listened to kind of a lot of their stuff, and I just really, really enjoy. I mean, Landslide's kind of like their very, very classic, very famous song, right? But this song is a lot about change. It's about, from what I read, I actually did a little bit of research about Stevie Nicks talking about this because it's just super interesting. But she was saying that she wrote it when she was at this mountain place and she was looking up. And so I've never really been around snow much. From what I understand, you don't yell because it can cause avalanches, right?
In the movie.
But you're not supposed to, yeah, I don't know if it's real in real life. I don't know what. So I'm from Australia, mate. We got about two places that snow here in the whole landmass. So that's not entirely true, but anyways. But apparently if you yell, and it was about like those kind of actions having those big consequences and things changing and having those changing relationships with your family. And there is a more literal kind of interpretation of the song that I won't go into for spoilery reasons, but if you've read the book, you will know. And that is The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot, which is, I am a big George Eliot fan on my channel. I've only read a couple of her books because when I read Middlemarch, it floored me so much that I really wanted to take my time, honestly, with her works and just enjoy them and really savor them, because she's so intimate with all these little character stories, and she gives everyone a lot of grace and a lot of room to breathe. And she very much epitomizes that idea of like everyone's the protagonist in their own story, that she tells everything from every character's perspective. And the amount of grace that she gives everybody, I just find really, really poignant. But this book in particular really reminded me of Landslide.
Nice. Very cool. No spoilers, right?
No, not gonna take away your experience of enjoying the book.
Okay, and you did it again. So we're gonna wait for that song until the fourth book recommendation.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm getting this all out of order. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I mean, you can do it now if you want. Do you want to sing it now?
That's fine with me. I don't mind. Okay. Whatever's easy for you.
Right. I think to keep it straight in my head, I'm gonna go the way that my head like wanted to go. So, the next one I have that I'm not gonna be singing is another favorite because you get to dance. So, Into the Unknown was like singing song. My next one is because I love to dance to this song. If any of you have seen Mr. Right, which is like not the most amazing movie, except for Sam. Shoot, why can't I never remember his name? It's like so ordinary. He's known for dancing, and he does this like dance in the music video. It's My Type by Saint Motel. Saint Motel is probably my favorite band for the past couple years, and you're just my type. And he does this like cool guy sort of routine, and you know it's really cool in that movie where he's like killing people, but you know. Anyway, so that was a really fun song. And why did I relate this to this book? So here's the book. The book is Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Now, why did I relate these? And I have to go back and like justify my choice. Let's see. So you're just my type. Oh, I know why, because the book is just my type, right? So you were talking about George Eliot being like someone who really treats characters with grace and whatnot. And I'm thinking that so Laini Taylor, Portland author, by the way. So she's local.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. So she does YA fantasy, and the way that she writes and like her humor is just like sharp, and it makes you burst out laughing when you're reading. But then also she has these like really deep angsty pathos moments of like understandings in relationships. And I don't know, that's what I love diving into and getting lost in on a, with a big, big book on a stormy Portland afternoon. Like that is just my type. So there we go.
That sounds perfect to me. I love that with fantasy books too. Like fantasy books that have a lot of that character depth are just 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's her earlier series. Her more recent is Strange the Dreamer and all that, which is again a booktube darling. So I don't have to discuss it. Mm-hmm. But let me catch up on people's comments in a bit. So I had some compliments. Thank you. Thank you. You're very kind. Noah is saying, I will sing at some point. I love karaoke, love singing, love landslide. So I put that out there. If anyone wants to join, we definitely have time at the end and encourage people to jump in. But he said his voice is not having it tonight. So darn. And then he said, a shout out Lexi on my live because I love your channel. Yay!
Aw, thank you.
Cool. Okay, so Lexi, are you ready to do landslide? I've got the tab to share. Share. If you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so landslide version. And it's 5 seconds in. I think that's fine. All right.
Mm-hmm. Took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Get your lighters out. Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Take my love, take it down. Climb a mountain and I turn around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring you down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring you down. Oh, oh, the landslide will bring it down. I can't hit some of the low notes. That's the problem. Stevie Nicks has that real low range that is just a little bit beyond me, but it's a beautiful song and it's so timeless. I feel like everyone loves Landslide. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I first heard that song, sophomore year of college or something, when someone did it for a dance solo number, and it was just like imprinted, just so amazing how well it was done, because it was someone singing on the piano and then they later used it for a dance recital number as well, and I was just like, oh, yay.
I'm glad everyone's getting into Fleetwood Mac in the last couple of years, because Dreams went really viral with the guy on the skateboard drinking the juice. You not seen this meme? As a kid,
a guy on a skateboard drinking juice, but I don't remember the music that went with
it. It was originally set to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
I don't know Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. I know Dream by Beck. I really like that.
It's the one, it's how does it go? It's now here you go again, you say you want your freedom.
Okay.
Well, who am I to keep you down? It's that one. Great song.
Yeah, you're better on lyrics than I am, because I totally don't, even though that's a song. Do you know Noah's reference here? War Pigs and Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters. I don't know the reference, so I can't get the humor here. But I'm laughing, so I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, but maybe I'm just missing something obvious. I feel like stream is easy to do that.
Yeah, John says awesome. Okay, so we did 4, right? 1.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I've messed up this whole order. You can blame it all on me. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We've been 3, I think. Okay, so so it's my turn, right? And I'm gonna do song 1. I think. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, we'll just do that.
We can always catch up with the extra books at the end. It's all good.
Okay. So here's another fun one I like to do. The song is Next to Me by Emily Sande. I think that's how you say her name.
I don't know this song.
Oh, okay. So I recently, probably in the last 2 or 3 years, basically from a Pandora station. That's how a lot of music reaches me at this point. And
sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's basically like someone singing the praises of someone who will stick by her. And yeah, like he doesn't get into the crap that you see on primetime. Like he's my person, which is cool. And so for this one, I connected it to another old favorite that's a romance, but a historical fiction romance, which is Must Love Breeches by Angela Quarles. And Angela Quarles is actually a really cool person. She is a indie author who's like a hybrid now, but also started her own bookstore in Alabama, I believe. So if anyone's near there and you look up Angela Quarles, I'll pop it in the comments here. She's a great like local business person to support. Sorry, I'm trying to do the chat again. Yeah, and I can't remember what the bookstore is called. I think it's romance themed, but anyway, so she's like a small bookstore, which I love to support and shout out. Will do all the time.
Love it.
Brian's telling War Pigs is a Black Sabbath song, and Black Sabbath by reputation is like a metal band.
I believe so.
Okay,
it's either hard rock or metal, surely.
Yeah.
My partner would probably know it. He exclusively listens to heavy metal, so it's really hard to find songs that we both like.
Yeah, I can imagine. My goodness. There we go. I'm like Whoa, getting all nervous as per usual. And since I'll be singing again, my cat has jumped out. He liked your landslide. He came back over and crouched down here and was like, yes, yes, please. But now he's like jumped out because I'm getting ready to sing again. Okay. So Next to Me by Emily Sandé. Let's see. See if I can find my place on time this time. You won't find him drinking under tables, rolling dice or staying out till 3. You won't ever find him be unfaithful. You will find him, you'll find him next to me. You won't find him trying to chase the devil, for money, fame, for power out of greed. You won't ever find him where the rest go. You will find him, you'll find him next to me. Next to me, ooh, next to me, ooh, next to me, ooh, you will find him, you'll find him next to me. When the money's spent and all my friends have vanished, and I can't seem to find no helper left for free, I know there's no need for me to panic, 'cause I'll find him next to me. When the skies are gray and all the doors are closing, and the rising pressure makes it hard to breathe, when all I need's a hand to stop the tears from falling, I will find him, I'll find him next to me. Next to me, ooh, next to me, ooh, next to me, ooh, I will find him, I'll find him next to me. We'll stop there.
I know that song. I just didn't know the name of it. It's a great song.
Yeah. And I'll stop sharing as we go. I don't know if it showed when I was stopping the other screens from sharing, so sorry if that distracted you before. I was trying to cut down on the number of tabs open because
it's all fine. I'm getting straight up. Like I said, I put my phone on do not disturb, and it still shows notifications. I just got a message from Sean the Book Maniac. I'm like, Sean, go away on stream. But it's like, how do you like not? I don't know. I put my phone on do not disturb. It still shows notifications. I don't understand. Maybe that's just for the noise. I don't. Technology illiterate, clearly.
Does it show on your computer, or like, are you able to ignore
it? It's on the phone. It's fine. I just ignore it. It's fine. And it was like,
your phone. This is on your phone.
This is my phone because it has the best. It has the best video quality. The computer is not so good, and I just wanted to be able to, I want to be a reasonable quality, especially if I'm going on someone else's channel.
Cool. Okay. Well, I've never had someone on StreamYard from a phone, so that's awesome. Cool.
I've only been using phone the 2 times I've ever used it, but it seems to work fine.
Very cool.
I won't get into technical stuff. I'll tell you after the stream some tips I've learned about the phone version, but we'll talk about that later.
And Brian's got to go. So not only did I chase away my cat, I chased away Brian. Have a good night.
Bye, Brian. Thank you so much for joining.
Yay. Okay, so we've got one more each, right? You got one more?
So I've got 2 because I messed up the order. So should I do my non-singing and then my singing second?
Sure.
Okay. So my non-singing one is an absolute banger of a song that I highly recommend. And it's one of those artists, but I really feel bad, but I only know the one song. But the one song is 10 out of 10. So good. It's a song called Handlebars by Flowbots. It's a rap song, I guess, or like a hip hop kind of a song. But it's very much just a story about the progression of humanity. It's very much about, it's got what I can only describe as like kind of sad, edgy white boy energy. You know what I mean? Those You know what I'm talking?
White boy energy.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a very specific, and I know because my partner is one of those people. Like, it's very much like, you know, those kind of people that used to listen to like Linkin Park and like stuff like that when they were a teenager, like that kind of energy. But honestly, Flowbots is that Handlebar song is really, really good. And as I said, it's very much about the development of humanity and how we are kind of, you know, over time we develop very things that can really mess up the earth. You know, I feel like this has kind of been a theme a little bit with some of the songs. Honestly though, I have to say though, I was going through songs trying to kind of figure out for this, and I realized that so many songs I like are either about love or they're just angsty songs about like basically the human experience. So it's kind of a lot of what music is about. But in particular, I think Handlebars is a really great pairing to Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut, which is, of course, a classic dystopian story, or not really like dystopian. I don't know. Is it technically dystopian? I don't know. But it's essentially a story about this weapon of mass destruction called Ice-9. And it's just basically about this weapon and how the management of that and like how people react with having that. It's obviously written to me as a response to the atomic bomb. It's kind of a clear metaphor for that. This is also a book that is very much about religion and about the positives and negatives of religion and religious practice. And it's told in Kurt Vonnegut's very typical, I can only describe his style as being a smart ass and a bit of like an edgelord, but like it's a really, really good book. And I haven't read a massive amount of Vonnegut, but Cat's Cradle would be up there for me as one of my favorites of his. It's a very, very quick and easy to book to read too, because the chapters are some of the shortest chapters I've ever read in a book. So
very cool. Okay, so we've got Cat's Cradle, and then we've got Freddie saying listening to people karaoke while doing my laundry at 11 a.m. is so fun and relaxing.
I did my laundry before the stream too, Freddie.
Me too. The last bit of laundry before I leave tomorrow at 6 a.m. So
lovely.
Yes. And you know what I just remembered that we didn't do? Tag people at the beginning like we said we were going to do.
Oh, no.
Okay, so let's do it now.
Of course. Sounds good.
Yes, we notified people by tagging them in the comments. So you had 3. Who were your
So I'm pretty sure I remember everyone. So first I wanted to tag Shelley from Shelley's Spur Engine, because Shelley has already sung on her channel. So I know that she's not afraid to put herself out there with the singing. I think I've never seen Shelley do a live. So I'd also just like to challenge her to do a live. And if she doesn't want somebody else to do it with, she can message me. I would love to do a live with you, Shelley. I would love to see Shelley do this. I want to tag my friend Kristen from Kristinelle SFF Reader. If you are a fan of the current releases of science fiction and fantasy, check out her channel. She is all over it like a rash. The Hugos, the Nebulous. She reads it all. She votes on it all. She ranks it all. It's super, super good. And she used to be a music teacher. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. And I know that she's a musical person. She can play a few different instruments, and I believe she can sing. I think she's put up one video on her channel where she was singing, so that was the other reason. And the third person I have to tag the rock star of the booktube community. I have to tag Hay from Attention. He's like the rock star, you know what I mean? I think he's probably one of the, like, he seems to play a lot of instruments and be super into it. I haven't heard him sing before though, but that was the people that came to my mind to tag.
Yes. Those are great choices. David Wiley has stopped by to say hello.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. All right. And then 3 people that I was going to tag include Barrett Laurie, who is part of AuthorTube and one of the Circus Ringmasters, I will just say. He's on a few streams earlier today, so he said he'd be way late, and I think he probably needs to rest after those. Then we've got Lana X Labris, who is a friend who actually gives voice lessons to people from her musical theater background. She's a musical theater actress.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in the Russia area. So I don't know if she does
wow
online. I think she might do some online. So if you're interested, I would love to see Lana do this and like sing some of the songs. She's done covers and used them as background music for her videos, but not like awesome. Straight up. So I'd love to hear her do some karaoke songs. And then the last one was Charlotte of Coiny Rees, because I just saw her do the back behind the scenes for her My Fair Lady. So she was in musical theater, obviously loves it. And then I got to see behind, they were like singing Christmas carols and stuff. So I thought she'd love to do this too. So there we go. There are 6 people that we tagged. And of course, anyone else who sees this and wants to jump in with a favorite karaoke, just do a little bit of creative noodling and find some books to go with your favorite songs and you're good to go.
Absolutely. I think it's so much fun, honestly. Like, and as I said, like karaoke is about having fun. Like it's just about connecting. I mean, I don't think with singing and music, like it's just an innately human thing of like connecting with the song. And I feel like that I don't know, I always get a real emotional rush when I'm singing. I always feel like it helps me to feel better if I'm having a bad day and you belt out an angry song. You feel like you get that out of you, and it's nice.
Totally. Yeah, you said it's either love or angst, angsty sort of frustration feeling. And I'm like, yeah, that's what makes us humans like break out of our like normal staid routine and be like, I need to sing.
I love it. I love it so much.
Okay, so we have one more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just went, so I'll do one more here, which is, so I've been, like I said, my first experience with karaoke was embarrassing, but I've also had other karaoke where I was like safe with friends and I wasn't embarrassed,
wonderful.
but it was you know, the wrong version, and so you'd have to sing through, or like we had one from Moana where it was just like 3 lines that were spoken and we're like, why is this here on the karaoke list? There's no singing. But this one, it's another Disney favorite. Sorry to spoil for you guys. This one is Go the Distance from Hercules. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Love that movie. It's a great movie.
Yes. So 38 to 135. And talk about, you know, a song that like encapsulates what you're feeling about like being accepted and belonging and all this stuff. Go the Distance. I matched with Written in Red by Anne Bishop. And if anyone has read any of Anne Bishop's series, The Others, which is her newest one, you'll probably get it. So this is a bunch of like other creatures. So there's vampires and werewolves and like other supernatural beings that live alongside humans. And there's like this uneasy peace. And like the series is how it breaks out of that detente, and like all these things happen. And the catalyst is the main character who breaks away from a place where she does not want to be and ends up being found by all these other creatures and like finds her place. It's so good.
Sounds very good.
So that's why I would match it up with Go the Distance and his dream of finding place, where you'll see from the lyrics. And David agrees Go the Distance is an excellent song. Okay, so this is my last singing one, so I'll bring that up. Here we go. Oh, I need to share it. Gosh, the steps, all the steps.
You're doing very well. Thank you for controlling all of this.
Okay, here we go. 34. Yay. Wait. Sorry. Is it showing? No, because I didn't.
No.
There we go. Go back a couple seconds. All right. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. I will go most anywhere to feel like I belong. That's all I was going to do because I didn't practice the rest.
I think that Hades in that movie is one of the best Disney characters. He's so entertaining.
So good, right?
I am one of those people that I love the villains. I love the villains because they're so dramatic. You know, they're clearly all queer coded. It's just great. I love all the Disney villains.
Do you know who voices that one?
No,
'Cause
I
I saw
don't.
someone post a thing where it says this is obviously the same character, 2 different, like, outfits, and it was, Bartok from
Oh,
Anastasia and the baddie from Fern Gully, and that's Robin Williams in Fern Gully and Hank Azaria in Anastasia, and I was like, "Yep, same energy, like, so good."
that's
Oh,
awesome. You know, I am probably not the best with all the voice actors and everything like that, but I've seen the movies. I've seen most of the Disney movies, I think. Just through the course of growing up, you know. They were all the VHSs that we got out, so
I totally missed Hercules, so I only saw it, like, a year or 2 ago, like, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. You know which Disney movie I only saw a couple of years ago and I really loved was I watched the Princess and the Frog, and I think it was just because I just
Oh,
aged a little bit out of it. And there's some interesting content in that one. I'm not sure Disney got across exactly what they wanted to do with their treatment of, you know, people of
yeah,
color. Some
yeah,
of the iffy moments, but there are some. I love the villain song in that one. That's brilliant. Friends on the Other Side. I love that song. It's
Ooh,
really, really a good jam.
nice, nice, cool.
Okay,
Uh,
so I guess I'm on to my final one, right?
you are. Go ahead. Introduce us.
Okay, so I'll say the band for this first because they're honestly I think they are my favorite band if I had to pick, and it's Radiohead. I know a lot of people love Radiohead. I think I had the experience of I was a big fan of Muse, which were popular on the radio when I was a teenager, and then I had looked up interviews with them. This is buying physical copies of like Rolling Stone magazine and stuff back in the day, and like reading interviews and that. And I remember them had like lists of bands that inspired them and where they got their they said like,
Yeah.
oh, we were inspired by Pink Floyd and blah blah blah, and then Radiohead, and I was like, and I listened to In Rainbows. I remember downloading it, and probably illegally at the time, sorry, but they don't really care, they're all about the anarchy. I'm sure it's fine. I was a teenager, I didn't have money anyways, so I downloaded In Rainbows and I listened to it, and it kind of blew my mind because it was just a unique kind of their music is very unique, and it's very atmospheric and thematic in a way that pop music and rock music isn't a lot of the time, and it just kind of blew my mind at the time. And I know that their least favorite song that they like, because it is the most formulaic and radio friendly, is Creep by Radiohead, obviously an anthem of, you know, the awkward unappreciated people in the world. I think I think Creep is an absolute classic of an anthem. It's one of my favorite songs to sing at karaoke. And I think that this song is just, it needs to be reclaimed, I think. I think sometimes it's a little bit more, I think sometimes the blokes tend to sing this song, but I actually really, really enjoy a female version of it. I actually have a female version of it, an acoustic version on my Spotify playlist that I listen quite a lot to. But Creep is all about alienation. It's very much which you liked that meme a little while ago on my Instagram story. It's like the joy of being loved, the fear of being perceived. It's all about that feeling of like feeling out of place. And I think a literary fiction author that captions alienation as her biggest theme in the 2 books that she's written so far is Sayaka Murata. So I've read both Convenience Store Woman as well as Earthlings, and I really liked both of them, and they both have that theme of alienation and feeling different, feeling like you don't fit in, and not feeling like you don't behave correctly within society. So yeah, I loved both of these, and if you like translated fiction, I would highly recommend them. I think that maybe start with Convenience Store Woman because it's a little bit more normal. Earthlings goes off the rails. Like, I don't want to say in what way because I don't want to spoil the book for anyone going in to experience it, but the ending is wild. It kind of goes almost into a horror-esque story from being like a more character-focused story. So I think start with Convenience Store, and if you liked it, then just go wild. But if you like dark, kind of twisted stories, maybe Earthlings would be more your jam. But I really love and recommend both of these. I think I have them both about 4 stars, but they've actually stuck with me quite a lot. So maybe I could bump up the rating. I'm a bit of a harsh rater sometimes.
Cool. So you have David is seconding your choice here, and of course, when I saw you throw over Creep, and I was like TLC, like because I don't remember this one. I'm sure when you say it because it's got some recognition, I'll recognize it. Yeah. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, Radiohead fans. Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, I'll go.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. She's running. She's running. She's running. She's running. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Yay!
I love that song. Even if Radiohead don't like to play it, I still love it. I think it's a classic anthem.
Right after I sing a song about belonging, yours ends with "I don't belong here."
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's fabulous.
Different sides of the same coin.
The duality of man.
That's good. I kept envisioning like the instrumental like crash when it would come back in, but that's the acoustic version, so it's like.
Oh yeah, I kind of picked. It's just because once again the key, you have to pick the female key, or a more female friendly key.
Nice. Oh, there we go. Amazing. I don't know what this bomb love
Fi- Fire. It's a fire
Okay,
song.
there we
That
go.
song is the bomb. I agree. It's
There
it's
you go.
it's great.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you. So now's the time. If anyone listening wants to come on, I've got the um link in the chat. If you want to come on, sing a song, we've got the audio worked out, so I can find. I think Sing King is the best place to find stuff that like doesn't have ads and everything. So if you want to join in.
I didn't realize until recently how much like karaoke is available on YouTube. It's actually amazing. Like I'm actually going to use this as like a resource when I'm wandering around the house.
Yeah. Well, so the last time I did this when we tested it out, we did, I don't know, like 10 songs or something, and only 4 came back with like copyright things. And I thought, well, I didn't use any, I think I used one that had the actual song. The rest of them were karaoke background. So there must be some rule that even if it's a karaoke background video, you can't use it in another video because you don't have the same permissions or something. So
Oh,
whatever. I'm not monetized. It's not part of the equation. But
yeah.
yeah, so that's probably
I always find the copyright strike versus the fair use thing really interesting because my understanding is that at least in the US, which I've only followed because a creator that I follow kind of took this to court, is that you were allowed to use snippets and you were allowed to work in a transformative way. So I don't know where that line is drawn when it comes to music. If you use a melody but you sing your own lyric, like your own vocals to it, is it transformative? I'm sure there is some legal precedent, but I believe that YouTube bases it all on US law, being that they're like an American company. But yeah, I don't know. It's very talking about ownership. That's a deep conversation right there. Super interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing. I was gonna say, I was thinking if that doesn't create too much of a problem for my channel, I'm gonna try to do these once a month, maybe like last Thursday of the month or something, and just have people join in or like send me requests or whatever, because it was really fun and this is really fun, and we like to have people join in and like emote and get out those, you know, frustrations or angsty feelings or whatever you have.
I love that. That sounds amazing. And I would definitely be back again in the future if you are allowing people to join again. I think that sounds fabulous. And yeah, like I said, singing is just, yeah, it's a great experience. It's I don't know, I've always just felt like, I don't know, you sing and you feel better, you listen to music, you feel better. There's something intensely therapeutic about you know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's an inherently human thing, especially singing in groups too. Like there's something about that kind of group voice and connecting. It's just, it's almost spiritual. Like it's just very grounding and.
Yeah. We had a question in there that was about a duet, but that is where we sort of tripped up before, so we decided not to do that one. But if anyone wants to try to tackle a duet, we would love to see that. And I forgot actually to mention that you might be interested in the fact that there are apps that are like karaoke apps, which I'm sure they have the permissions to do things. And then will like let you do certain things and interact with people across. So it's kind of like the radio shows where you can talk to each other in a virtual room. And I tried to do this on Instagram Live with a friend, but Instagram Live is like Zoom. You can't talk at the same time. It drowns out the other person. Like that's how the technology works. So that's the strangest place I've done karaoke on Instagram Live. It doesn't work.
Oh, that's good to know. I've never done an Instagram Live, and I always get the notifications on my phone to watch it, and I don't know. I tend to watch lives. I'll kind of schedule them and sit there and watch them on the computer. So.
Yay! Yeah, it's easier than holding your phone. Look who's here, Barrett. I don't think Michelle knows Barrett yet because Barrett's more author-tubey and Michelle is more booktubey. But as we were talking about on Barrett's guest stream earlier, like they're the same community, really. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of crossover. I've bought at least 3 books now that are people on YouTube that have written works, and like I don't see why you wouldn't want to support people. Like, you know, you're going to buy all these other books anyway. You may as well you know, check out their books. And honestly, I feel like, can I just say this? Like I, as someone that's like a layman, like the average human, I kind of had an impression that like, oh, maybe indie published books, like I'm not sure because they haven't been through quality control or whatever. Every indie published book I've read has been fabulous. Like it's just, I have no, like I think that it's like, obviously the person, if they are a writer, they've gone through their own quality control anyway. And I'm sure there's like really dodgy books out there, but I don't know. I've had a good experience. I would encourage you. You can find also, how fun is it to find a book that nobody, well, Margaret's like the queen of this. How fun is it to find a book that nobody else is talking about? I'm so sick of seeing the same books over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I like to hear about something new.
I did not pay her to say that, everybody. I did not pay her to say that. Queen of books you've never heard of. That is my hashtag.
I know, but in all seriousness, it's true. It's nice. Yeah, no, I'm trying to do that myself consciously with my channel, to be honest. I'm definitely trying to be more conscious about like branching out and kind of just looking for stuff within the niches that I already enjoy that I haven't heard other people review.
Right. Yay. So hopefully we give y'all some great book recommendations of our new, I think Michelle went like more new favorites and I went more old favorites, but we had a variety of genres for y'all. So we hope you appreciate some of those. Check them out at Bookshop. Barrett, we're just at the tail end with a few minutes left. So if you want to jump on and do a song, and maybe we can try the duet function and sing in community because that's so cathartic, that would be an amazing ending, just saying, on this original tag that we've got people to go and enact with us. Yeah, Queen of Books, no one has heard of. Yes, thank you. And subscribe. Can't wait to get to know you, Michelle. Yay.
Oh, thank you, Barrett. I will definitely have to check out your stuff too. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's nice to get to know new people. Hey, like this community is, I say this all the time, but this community is like the nicest corner of the internet. People are so kind. They're empathetic. They're willing to have like really nuanced and heavy discussions that you wouldn't expect, like people on because the internet is just like short snippets and take everything at face value, but there's just so much room for discussion and growth and learning in the booktube community. I'm sure within the authortube community too, and I think it's really magical.
Yeah. Like you said, room for discussion. It's almost like it's recalling your earlier words about George Eliot having room for grace with her characters. So really, booktube is like the George Eliot corner of the internet. Yes, there we go. Wrapped it up tight. It was a bow.
I love it. I agree entirely.
And Barrett says no pressure though, right? Yes, except for a time pressure because we are almost at 90 minutes and Michelle is heading off to a holiday party and I am getting up early tomorrow morning to drive for 10 hours. So
yeah, how did you go with your chains for your car? Are you all good now?
No, I have no chains, but this is a day of no snow. So I'm hoping I can just sneak over that mountain without using any. That's my plan.
Best of luck. I've never had to drive in the snow before, but I've walked in the snow and it makes your feet wet, which I did not like.
Well, I've got hiking boots in case, but I'm not going to be getting out. It's just driving. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, so stay tucked up in bed. That is a great ending. I like the George Eliot for the ending. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for coming on and you know, being vulnerable to sing in front of a live audience and put out this tag. And I hope people have fun with it. See what you do with it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you organizing with me. It's been so much fun, and I really encourage other people to get out there and give this tag a go. You don't have to be like, you know, the best like singer ever. Just have fun with it and just tell us about music that you enjoy. And I mean, at the end of the day, just have fun with it. And Margaret, thank you so much. I would love to organize something with you, some sort of reciprocal agreement at some point. We'll have to like maybe do a buddy read or something and discuss it on my channel. I would love to have you over as well. And it's just been nice to chat with you and get to know you a little bit more too. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my goodness, I'm about to tip my camera. Don't do that to end the story.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming by. Just to wrap up, we're talking about my driving, which is scary, which I will not take offense at. Send a smoke signal. Okay. Safe travels. Thank you. Video was a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you so much. Thank you, Barrett. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great night or day.